Irregular verbs taking the same form in past simple and past participle. Part 4. Misspend. Misspent. Misspent. A lot of public money was misspent. He misspent all his money and now borrows from friends and family. Don't misspend all your pocket money. Misunderstand. Misunderstood. Misunderstood. I think I've misunderstood her. I told him to buy a gluten-free cake, but he misunderstood and bought a sugar-free cake. He was misunderstood by most of us because his intentions were unclear. Outfight. Outfought. Outfought. He wasn't considered a serious challenger, but in the last fight he outfought his opponent. He's training hard to outfight his opponent. The reigning champion was outfought by a 17-year-old boy in the ring. Outleap. Outleapt. Outleapt.
Outleap. Outleaped. Outleaped.
The high jumper outleapt all competitors to claim a gold medal. I've outleapt you by 2 centimeters. To outleap your opponents and throw the ball to a team member is crucial in basketball. Outsell. Outsold. Outsold. France habitually outsells Italy in the cheese market. We have outsold our competitors on several occasions. To get through a rough patch, we offered more value on products and so outsold our competitors. Outshine. Outshone. Outshone. Although he is only 12, he outshines older pupils in maths. Your daughter's performance outshone everyone else's in the play. This supernova explosion has outshone all other explosions in the universe. Overfeed. Overfed. Overfed. He overfeeds his cat, that's why it's so fat. The baby was overfed and had to be taken to hospital. My goldfish died because I had overfed them. Overhang. Overhung. Overhung. The route was shaded by trees which overhung the road. Jason used to have a six-pack, but now his belly overhangs his belt. Dense fog overhung the lake. Overhear. Overheard. Overheard. Excuse me, sir, I overheard you and I think you are totally wrong about the matter. I've just overheard my parents saying they want to get a divorce. Nevertheless, it's true. It doesn't matter that I overheard him. Overlay. Overlaid. Overlaid. The Feyberge egg was overlaid with a thin layer of gold and encrusted with precious stones. In order to prevent the wood from deteriorating and make it resistant to weather, it was overlaid with a thick layer of wood preservative. The small comfort she gained from listening to classical music before takeoff failed to overlay her fear of flying. Overpay. Overpaid. Overpaid. I thought the phone bill was high and discovered that I had overpaid by £25. The company managers were overpaid, whereas we worked for minimum wage. The company tries not to overpay their employees for acquisition and will soon introduce a new tracking selling system. Oversell. Oversold. Oversold. The concert tickets have been oversold. Many airlines oversell flight tickets on the assumption that some passengers won't show up. He always boasted and oversold his skills. He ended up working on a supermarket checkout. Overshoot. Overshot. Overshot. The Minister for Public Health has stated that he's seeking budget cuts in hospitals because they overshot last year. The pilot had overshot the runway and landed in nearby grassland. She tried to look trendy but overshot the mark and ended up looking silly. Oversleep. Overslept. Overslept. I've overslept again. She often oversleeps for work as she usually stays up very late. He forgot to set up the alarm and overslept. Overspend. Overspent. Overspent. He's overspent this month and now has to tighten his belt. We definitely overspent last year. If you overspend on holiday, you won't have enough left to buy presents. Pay. Paid. Paid. Have you paid the electricity bill this month? I paid only $50 for this suit. It doesn't pay to dwell on the past. Plead. Pleaded. Pleaded.
Plead. Pleaded. Pled. Pleaded. Pled.
My sister pleaded with me to babysit her children for at least one evening. He had pleaded innocent to the crime, but the judge found him guilty. A beggar on the street pleaded with me to give him some change. Prepay. Prepaid. Prepaid. I've prepaid 10% of the phone's value to get it on contract. The shipment fees are prepaid. Prove. Proved. Proved.
Proven.
How are you going to prove him wrong? She has proved her innocence and has been set free. The exam proved to be exceptionally difficult. Rebuild. Rebuilt. Rebuilt. The castle was destroyed during the war and rebuilt 20 years later. The church has been rebuilt and is even more beautiful than previously. We're planning to rebuild our house this year. Relay. Relayed. Relayed. Relay. Relayed. Relayed. The verb relay also has a past simple and a past participle form, relayed, where relay means to retransmit, to broadcast, for example, a TV program, to pass on, for example, a message, news, to change, for example, someone at work during the shift. She immediately relayed the news to everybody. The paving stones will have to be relayed. She relayed the carpet in the bedroom because it needed some adjustment. He was concerned that his information be relayed to the right authorities. She relayed the news to everybody as soon as she returned home. Remake. Remade. Remade. How many times has the film Robin Hood been remade? She remade her wedding dress into an evening gown. Susan always remakes the bed after a nap. Rend. Rent. Rent.
Rend. Rent. Rended. Rent. Rended.
He sank to his knees, rent his garments, and yelled hopelessly in a language that nobody could understand. His heart was rent by the knowledge that his wife was cheating on him. It was the practice of the newly widowed, distraught with grief, to rend their hair in public. Repay. Repaid. Repaid. It wasn't easy to repay all the debts in such a short time. I've repaid the money I owe. The investment was quite risky, but it repaid. Resell. Resold. Resold. He resold his new car after using it only for 6 months. Dan buys up old furniture, refurbishes it, and resells it. The shop fixed the old bike and then resold it for 3 times the purchase price.